I finally got the answer I had spent years searching for. That was a diagnosis of low ovarian reserve. My mind, the part of me that was so desperate for solution, tried to call it a progress, but my body violently rejected the news. I doubled over, everything came up, my gut instinct was just screaming no. That diagnosis, that idea that I was broken somehow and I needed to be fixed was a lie, and my body was just flushing down the poison. That moment taught me the most important truth. Your gut never lies. Your body holds the truth you're not ready to hear. And sometimes the truth is that the story you've been living, the story that something is wrong with you, it's not even yours. Today I'm sharing 3 body signals that are actually trying to save you from inherited lies. Each one carries a message you need to hear, and each one is just begging you to finally listen. Let's start with the most obvious signal, the one that had me doubled over that day, the gut revolt. You know that feeling when your entire digestive system seems just to shut down in protest? And that's not just stress. That's your body saying, I cannot process this anymore. Here's what's happening in your gut when trauma gets stored there. Your digestive system actually has more nerve cells than your spinal cord. Think about it. Around 5 million of them. These nerves are constantly sending messages back and forth to your brain through the vagus nerve. Scientists have found that this connection is so powerful, your gut can actually influence your mood, your decisions, and even your memory. Isn't it crazy? That's why you get butterflies when you're nervous, or why certain situations make your stomach drop. When you live in a story that isn't true for you, this neural network sends distress signals. Your gut muscles contract and digestive enzymes decrease, and your entire system goes into protective mode. This is your body's intelligent response to psychological conflict. Everything tightens up, and your body starts rejecting the reality you're trying to force it to accept. The lie my gut was carrying that night was something is wrong with me, and I need the experts to fix it. I don't know enough about my own body, but they do. This wasn't my belief. This was something I inherited from a generation of women in my family who learned to doubt their inner knowing, who were taught that their bodies were mysteries and that just any struggle meant that they needed someone else to help them, to tell them what is wrong. But here is the truth my body was trying to tell me. You know yourself better than anyone else does. This diagnosis is just information, not the final word on who you are. My gut revolt was about this inherited story that I was like too small, too inexperienced to trust my own body wisdom. So what can you do when you feel that gut revolt? First, just don't ignore it. Place your hand on your stomach and acknowledge it's there. Ask yourself, what am I being told that my gut is rejecting? Maybe it's pressure from family to stay in a relationship that makes your stomach turn. Maybe it's pressure to follow a path that makes your stomach clench. Ask a deeper question. What if I trusted my own knowing instead? What if that twisting is your body's wisdom trying to protect you? Your gut is asking you to stop abandoning yourself. Put your hand on your stomach and take 3 deep breaths, letting your belly expand fully. This signals to your nervous system that it is safe to process. It's safe to let go of what doesn't serve you. Your gut knows when you're following rules that were handed down through trauma, through survival, and through generations of people who did the best they could with what they had. But their survival strategies don't have to be your life sentence. I started questioning the story that said I needed fixing in the first place. I did this deep inner work to separate my truth from inherited lies about my worth. 18 months later, I was holding my healthy baby, naturally conceived despite barely detectable AMH levels. That's the hormone doctors use to measure your fertility potential. That gut feeling you've been ignoring, it's not trying to make your life harder. It's trying to help you. So if you experience this gut revolt, what has your gut been trying to tell you that you've been ignoring? The second signal is shallow, restricted breathing. We think it's just part of our busy life. But here is what really happening. When you are carrying inherited trauma, your body stays ready for danger. Your shoulders tense and your chest tightens and you start holding your breath. Notice your breathing. Are there any moments when you catch yourself holding your breath? Maybe when you are concentrating or waiting for something to happen. I noticed I was doing this so often during my day without even realizing it. My breathing was so shallow that I would sometimes catch myself holding my breath entirely. The pattern the shallow breathing was carrying, I need to stay alert and ready. But I was carrying that tension in my body even when I was totally safe, when there was nothing to protect myself from. Here is what your shallow breathing is telling you. You are safe now. You can breathe fully. Your body is showing that you are still living in trauma response. When was the last time you took a breath that filled your entire torso? When did you last let your shoulders completely drop? And if you can't remember, check if you are living with restricted breathing. Right now, as you're listening to this, let your shoulders drop. Just let them fall. Now take the deepest breath you have taken all day. Let it fill your belly, let it expand your ribs, and let it reach all the way up to your collarbones. Notice how different that feels. That's what safety feels like in your body. Throughout your day, notice when your breath gets shallow or when you're holding it entirely. In those moments, take 3 full deep breaths. Your body will start to remember what full breathing feels like, and eventually it becomes your grounding habit. If you feel like this message is helping you to listen to yourself, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm here with simple guiding tools to help you reconnect with your inner truth. The third signal is emotional shutdown. It is so hard to recognize it because when you shut down emotionally, you don't even notice you're doing it. So let me describe it from the outside. You're going through your life, checking boxes, and doing what's expected. But if someone asks you, what actually excites you? You would draw a blank. When people ask what you want, you honestly don't know. You make decisions based on what seems logical or expected from you, and not because anything pulls at you. This shutdown feels like nothing. And you're not crying, you're not struggling, you're just living, existing, functioning, but with no vitality. Here is what creates this emotional shutdown. Your nervous system decided long ago that having strong feelings or desires was risky. Maybe because wanting things led to disappointment. Maybe because your emotions were too much for the people around you. This protective shutdown is keeping you from your actual life. The truth your body is trying to tell you is that you are safe to want things. You're safe to have preferences. But first, you have to recognize the shutdown is even there, right? Ask yourself one simple question every day. What do I actually want right now? What actually feels true for me in this moment? It might be as simple as just wanting some water. I would start small, but I would start listening. Your body uses numbness to show you where you have abandoned yourself. It's trying to wake you up to the fact that you are sleepwalking through your own life. Your body is your truth detector. These 3 signals we just covered are just some of the common ways your body tries to tell you there is something wrong with the story you're carrying. You might experience other signals entirely. Maybe it's chronic tension in your neck, or sudden headaches when certain topics come up, or feeling exhausted after being around specific people. The real work is tuning in and actually listening to what body is trying to tell you. Which signal is screaming at you? That's what will show you your next step. In my next episode, I am sharing a simple but powerful practice to replace all inherited rules with your own truth. We'll create a personal authority statement, your own set of rules that becomes your decision-making compass. And when you stop following inherited rules and start following your own, you will know immediately what is right for you. No more second-guessing yourself, and no more asking everyone else what they think you should do.